Divorcing in your 50s? Here's what you need to know about dating in our demographic. You've been warned. I'm 53 years old. I was married for 24 years, and I've been on my own for the last couple of years. I'm not on the dating apps now. I'm not actively dating. I'm in a relationship, but I've managed to collect enough dating stories that you would think that I dated for 20 years. And, you know, people are going to be broken in different ways. So I met this guy early into my dating. It was on Tinder. I was banned from Tinder. I can only speak to Tinder in really the fall of 2022. And I think there were some good guys on there, and I might have used them all up. High quality guy, attorney, lived in my area. We went on a whole bunch of dates, and he knew that I was not looking for anything serious. So he said, do you want to come to my law firm's holiday party? So I was like, of course, sure. Asked him, what's the dress code? And he was like, you know, holiday, festive. So I'm like, okay, great. So I end up wearing like an off-the-shoulder black sweater dress, but it's like skin tight to the knee. So I had like the lashes, my hair looked really good. I had the smoky eye, I had the right like dangly jewelry, the dress, like everything was good. I was taking pictures, I was sending them to my friends. I was like, look how I look good. You know, it was exciting. Again, I hadn't dated since like the prehistoric era. So it was like exciting for me to like, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm in the streets. This is why I'm on the apps for moments like these. But like, this is the fun stuff. So he's late for the date, considerably late. Like, I want to say like 45 minutes where like, I come out of my building thinking like, and he gets out of his car and he's wearing khakis. So that was great. Like he was dressed like Casual Friday in 1994. I'm all like skin tight, stuffed in, lashed. Okay, sure. Holiday party was at one of the partners in the law firm at his house. It's a really beautiful area at his big house. It was going to be catered, place cards, you know, chef, the whole thing. We pull up to the house and it's dark. Dark. He's like, yeah, maybe the party's in the back. I'm like, okay. We get out of the car. We walk up to the house, knock on the door. Nobody answers. Now, I guess he knows this guy well, so he lets himself in because he's like, oh, maybe the party's like in another room. They can't hear us. So we walk in, dark in the house, except for a woman sitting on the sofa, bundled in a blanket, watching television. Jumps off the sofa and she's like, oh my God, greets him because she knows him. He knows her. He's the wife of the partner. And she said, nobody told you? And I'm like, oh my God. Nobody told you? We had to cancel. The kids were sick. They were supposed to call you. And he's like, no, nobody called you. So now she's like scrambling. So imagine that, like you're cozy on your sofa watching like Bravo. And he's like, jackass comes in with his khakis and like some slutty, tall date from Tinder. Husband comes like stumbling downstairs and he's like, oh my God, they didn't call you. No, we've established nobody called us. That's why we're here. We're in your house. Okay? Nobody called us. So he's like, oh, I feel so bad. Can I offer you a drink? And I'm like, I just want to leave. Does Uber come out here? We just go to dinner. Let's go to dinner. I'm starving and maybe at least I'll get lucky. So we go to a restaurant, like 20 minutes away. We get there, the guys arranged to pay for dinner for us, which was really nice. So we sit there and we order food and he looks at me, he's like, I'm not feeling too well. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he says, well, I haven't been taking my heart medicine. What does that mean? God's gonna strike me down, by the way. I'm not mocking these guys for being broken. I'm not perfect, okay? I have all sorts of all my own stuff. Like I'm not like, look, like this isn't like, you know, supermodel physique, but I take care of myself. And I'm like, should we go to like an urgent care or to like an ER? And he's like, no, I just need to find like a CVS so I can take something in the interim. I said, how long has it been since you've taken your medication? He's like, you know, a couple months. I'm like, cool. Does your doctor know this? He says, no, I'm supposed to take it every day. I said, okay. So we end up spending the next like 45 minutes with me on Waze trying to find a CVS that's open in the country. I was back home in my apartment at 9:30 p.m. And by 9:45, I was sitting on the floor with my polenta fries in front of me and my lash strips on my coffee table. You've been warned. There are some wonderful guys out there and some wonderful women. Just remember that we are now going to encounter a lot of health things that we may not have expected, and I've got a lot more stories. I have a guy who the date had to get called short because he had gout. I have another guy who sustained a hip injury after sexy time. Another guy got a leg cramp and had to leave. I could go on. Again, the other advice was go younger. And I tried that for like 5 minutes, and the first guy that I matched with immediately was like, oh, you were in high school before I was born. And I was like, why would you say that to me? So I will continue to share these tragic tales along with various pieces of wisdom and advice as you enter into this era of your life or slowly come out the other side. I'm by no means a professional. I'm just a jackass who is also gently worn, and anyone who dates me is also, my boyfriend is thrifting with me, and I realize that. So just letting you know what's out there. So stay tuned for the next story. There's a lot more.